this video, we're going to look at how we enter a quote in TeamPoint. Now, on the home page, we have a quote section, which gives us details of all of our quotes, any that need attention, quotes which need to be performed, authorized, our outstanding quotes. So everything about quotes is in here. But to create a new one, we select new from the main menu and then quote. This brings our quotation form up. The first thing we need to do is select a site. So we either enter, we choose from an existing site by typing in this box. So if I type test, that's going to bring my test site in. So we'll use that one. If it was a new site, I could just create it with the new site button over there. Next thing we need to do is enter the details of the quote. So let's say supply and fit 2 times ovens. This is going to be a quote for a work order. We can also quote for service contracts and for projects. These are a little bit more complicated. We'll cover them in another video. For now, we'll stick with work orders. And it's either quoted work or delivery only. Quoted work will generate a job off the back of the quote for one of our operatives to attend site and complete the work. Delivery only, obviously, we're just going to deliver some materials. So we'll stick with quoted work, and we can put a customer reference in if we want to, and we can also set the salesperson on here. At this point, we either save the quote, and if we just save the quote, then we're going to come back and finish filling in the quote details later on. So it might be that I just want to log the fact that I need to do a quote for this site, and I'll come back to it later. If I'm ready to fill all the details in immediately, then I would click Save and Edit, and that will open the full quote form up for editing. We'd just save this one to illustrate the process. So I'm going to save that. So now when we come back to our home page, we can see that our quotes to perform has gone up to 1. So the quote that we've entered, it's been logged in the system, but it's not been properly quoted yet. So this is a quote which needs to be performed. So let's click back into that. Here's our quote. So I'll come into to my quotation. This is the full quote form now. And I need to add some line items on here to generate the pricing. So we want to supply 2 ovens. There's our oven unit. And we're also going to put some labor on here. So we'll choose these products. These are all set up in our products database, which we can cover in another video. So we've set our ovens there. We'll have 2 of those. Labor, let's put 10 of those. So the quote is building the price up for me automatically. These are the list prices which have been taken from our product database. We can change these if we want to. So let's say I want to change that to these ovens of £200 each. I'm going to put my labor down to 40. So we've now generated the pricing for our quote. We can double check the text. So here we've simply put supply and fit 2 ovens. It may be that we want to put lots more details in here. We can put whatever we like. We'll keep it simple for this example. The other thing we need to set is our quote perform date. The quote perform date is important to track when your quote's expired. It's also used for analysis for the sales report, so we can see quotes by month, quotes by salesperson by month. So we put a quote perform date in. So let's put that in as today. And we'll save our quote. So this quote has now been entered into the system. It will sit in our outstanding quotes here. So if I go back, I can see all of my quotes that are outstanding. This is the one that I've just put in. We can accept and decline a quote. We can email this quote out to our customer. And we'll cover all of these in the next video.